Ridiculous moment, police officer accuses one-armed woman of texting and driving. Katie Thomas was accused of holding a phone in her right hand despite the fact she does not have one. Sometimes police officers, as we know, regardless of what country you're in, police officers get drunk off power. So back in February, Kathleen Katie Thomas was stopped by traffic police while driving along a highway near Miami, Florida by an officer who then accused her of being a distracted driver. "You drove holding the phone with your right hand," the officer can be heard saying on the body cam footage. To which Katie then holds her arm up to reveal that her right forearm and hand have been removed. "Obviously not," Katie replies, and she was having a field day with this. She was actually laughing this off as much as she possibly could without feeling totally embarrassed. "I saw you manipulate with a hand. Did you or did you not have your phone in your hand?" he continues. He then asks her to hand to God, which is very bad choice of words right there. Katie then stated once again, for the final time, that she was not using a phone before the clip ends with the officer asking for her driver's license. Moments later, it was revealed that Katie was handed a distracted driving citation, which carries a $116 fine under Florida law per complex. CBS 12 has now issued an update on the situation, confirming that Katie's charges have been dismissed. So they should have been. There should have been any charges in the first place, but there we go. The woman proved to the officer that she was not holding a phone in her hand because she's got no fucking hand. Like, what more evidence do you actually need? Like, I don't know how more stupid you can actually be in your sort of line of work. Prior to the case being dropped, Katie explained on her now deleted Instagram that she entered a not guilty plea to the charge ahead of a now cancelled court appearance. In a video, Katie, who was unfortunately born without her right arm below the elbow, explained that she was planning to challenge the citation in court. Meanwhile, the clip which Katie has shared on her social media has since gone viral, with viewers noting that the absurdity of the interaction. One person wrote, "I'd like to know the judge's facial expression when he or she got bothered with this," wrote one person who viewed the clip on Instagram. And then another person joked, "The officer requested it to be dismissed. In other words, his wife yelled at him when he got home." And then over on Reddit, a user claiming to be a police officer also weighed in on the situation, adding that he would have raved Katie off after seeing she only had one hand. "I used to be a cop, and I can tell you exactly what I'll do here. I'll see that," meaning that she has one arm, "and go have a nice day and then call in, brief and release," they wrote. Exactly, because that's all you can do in this sort of situation. Like, as is said in the article, charges against Katie were dropped and dismissed, even though there should not have been any charges against her in the first place because she did nothing wrong. You know, she answered the cops' questions as perfectly as she could. She proved to him that she only has one arm, and so it was impossible for her to be driving, and using a phone at the same time. This officer is one of those people that will willingly get into an argument, realise halfway through that argument that he is wrong, but will carry on the argument as though he's right, because he doesn't want to admit that he is wrong. That's what I feel like in this sort of situation. I feel like that's who he is as a person. I want to make it clear as well, I'm sure nobody cares, but there we are. If in fact she was driving, and she was texting at the same time, and there was actual proof of her doing so, I would have a very different opinion, and I would have a very different response to the situation. Because I see people all the time driving and texting, and it drives me nuts. Even if I'm just somebody who's walking on the pavement, minding his own business, it drives me nuts because all it takes is one little misstep and an accident could occur at any given moment. Feel free to share down below as well if you have been pulled over for a ridiculous reason by police at any given time, and how was that situation handled. That being said, thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, take care, stay safe, have a good rest of your day. Bye bye for now.